EFCC uncovers connection between religious sect laundering money for terrorists. Supreme Court affirms Fintiri's election as Adamawa governor. Fire guards household of David Church in Lagos. And on the foreign scene, separatist attack leaves at least one person killed in Cameroon. Hello and welcome to the news updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. And now the news in detail. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukayede, has revealed that the anti-graft agency uncovered how a religious sect in Nigeria is laundering money for terrorists. He also revealed that another religious body was found to be protecting a money launderer after some money suspected to have been laundered was traced to the organization's bank account. The EFCC boss made the revelation on Wednesday at the Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, during a one-day dialogue on youth, religion, and the fight against corruption. He noted that religious organizations, institutions, sects, and bodies have been found culpable of money laundering. Operatives of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadarin-Daji have rescued 20 kidnapped victims in Zamfara State. 18 kidnapped victims, comprising 4 males, 14 females, were rescued along Zurmi and Magaji local government areas, while 2 others along Shenkafi Isa Road. A statement issued by Captain Yahya Ibrahim, the information officer of the Operation Hadarin-Daji, also revealed that a terrorist kingpin was neutralized by the operatives during a clearance operation of bandits' hideout across the state. According to the statement, the kidnapped victims were rescued by the soldiers on the 29th of January 2024 during a clearance operation at terrorist enclaves at Rukudawa, Dumburum, Sanu, Birnin Saba, Magari, and Shamushalif general areas of Zurmi and Birnin Magaji local government area of Zamfara State. Captain Ibrahim added that all the rescued victims were handed over to the appropriate authorities with a view to reuniting them with their families. Still on security, troops of the 114 Battalion of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army have rescued 3 kidnapped victims from bandits in Taraba State. The acting assistant director, Army Public Relations 6th Brigade, Lieutenant Olubuntunde Oni, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday in Jalingo. The statement said that the troops acted on intelligence regarding the movement of the bandits, which their victims from Erdokola to Yoro, and then deployed its men in a power village of Yoro local government area of the state and trailed the armed group. It added that the troops displayed determination engaging criminals with super firepower, which forced the bandits to abandon 3 abducted victims. The Taraba State Command of the State Nigerian Police Force recently paraded 17 criminal suspects along with confiscated exhibits showcasing operational breakthroughs achieved under the command's policing strategies. The parade took place at the Taraba State Police Headquarters in Jalingo, conducted by the Police Commissioner of Taraba State. In response to the rising incident of banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, cattle rustling, and culpable homicide causing disruptions in the state, the Police Commissioner, Joseph Ebori, highlighted the command's commitment to addressing these security challenges in the state. The report.
The growing insecurity in Taraba State has adversely impacted agricultural production and various businesses due to kidnappings and other criminal activities. The police command in the state has mobilized its operational assets, including both human and material resources, to effectively combat the evolving trends of crime and criminal activities in the state. One notable success was the arrests of a suspected kidnapping syndicate operating in Jaurogana and CBN areas. The joint efforts of the anti-kidnapping unit and collaboration with local hunters led to the apprehension of the suspects.
The command has been persistent in its effort to sustain a serious manhunt on the bandits and other perpetrators of various crimes within the state. In view to having a crime-free society where law-abiding citizens would be allowed to go about their lawful businesses without fear of being molested or intimidated by the menace of this criminal in the state. This has been in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police.
The suspects confessed to their involvement in multiple kidnapping incidents in the Jarogana and CBN areas, and the police recovered AK-47 rifles with ammunition. The command made significant arrests, including the leader of a notorious kidnapping gang in Mehula town, Bali local government area, and other kidnappers in Guampa village, Yoro local government area. Arrests were also made in Yorozing and Lao local government areas. The suspects have admitted to leading the syndicate involved in the abduction of the second-class chief of Kwanji in Pupule, Yoro local government area, and a pastor.
I am 20 years old and single without a child. I don't know what I did, neither did they ask us what we did. They just arrested us, brought us here, and started beating us. So you are saying that they just brought you here for no reason. But earlier you confessed to kidnapping the chief. If I show you a clip of you admitting to have committed the crime, will you accept? I am a 35-year-old married man with children. I graze cattle and also farm. The police arrested me with money that belongs to my friend who I parted with in the car when we were stopped by the police at Bantaje. The money belongs to Alhaji Umar, but my friend stole the money and gave me to keep. I'm very sure that he stole the money from his boss.
In total, 27 suspects encompassing kidnappers, bandits, thieves and armed robbers were paraded during the event. Among them were criminals involved in car snatchings and other unlawful activities. The police commissioner commended the collaborative efforts of security agencies and stakeholders, acknowledging their support in the successful apprehension of numerous criminals in the state.
And still staying on security matters, the Nigerian Customs Service has arrested one Abdurrahman Ibrahim for his involvement in a fraudulent activity and impersonation of the Controller General of Customs and other high-ranking government officials. This was disclosed in a statement posted on the official X handle of the NCS on Wednesday. According to the statement by the NCS spokesperson, CSC Abdullahi Mewada, the suspect's arrest was made possible through intelligence gathering by Customs Police Unit. The statement added that Ibrahim confessed to his involvement in the fraudulent act and mentioned accomplices in the operation, which prompted further investigation to arrest and prosecute his accomplices. The suspect was found in possession of counterfeit documents, including fake customs and NSCDC appointment letters, and forged introduction letters purportedly signed by high-ranking government officials, among others. The Supreme Court on Wednesday upheld the election of Ahmadu Fintiri as the duly elected governor of Adamawa State. The court also dismissed the appeal by All Progressives Congress APC and its governorship candidate Aisha Dahiru, popularly known as Binani, against for lacking in merit. The appellant, through their team of lawyers led by Akiolu Olujimi, senior advocate of Nigeria, prayed the court to nullify the declaration of Fintiri of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as the valid winner of the gubernatorial contest. They urged the Supreme Court to set aside the concurrent verdict of the Court of Appeal and the Adamawa State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which dismissed their case and upheld Fintiri's re-election. However, Fintiri, through his lawyer, Damian Dodo, senior advocate of Nigeria, urged the Apex Court to dismiss the appeal and validate the election victory.
Leadership in this country must carefully select the people to be entrusted with the sublime responsibility of manifesting the democratic will of the people into election results. I think this is an exhortation that all of us must take seriously. The executive, the legislature, the nation, the citizens. We must rise up to the responsibility to enrich and deepen our democracy so that the result of the election is the actual and accurate reflection of the will of the people.
Above all, to my people in the state that have stood firm with me throughout this trial time, I'm grateful for them. And to my entire well-wishers across the country, this victory will only spur us more to do better for our state. We will continue to ensure that only the best is delivered to our people. And I call on every citizen of the state to join me in building the greater Adamawa state.
And in a very unfortunate development, the household of David Church, located along Surulere Industrial Road off Adeni Jones in Ikeja area of Lagos, was on Wednesday razed by fire. Though the fire had been successfully put out by emergency workers from both federal and state agencies, it had already destroyed church property worth millions of naira. No life was lost during the fire outbreak, but some church workers allegedly sustained injuries while trying to fight the fire. It was learned that the fire, which started in the early hours of Wednesday from the back of the church, was not noticed by church workers until some passerby drew the attention to it. The church was said to have organized a 5-day crusade, which ought to have ended on February 4, 2024. The territorial coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in Southwest Region, Ibrahim Fariloye, who confirmed the incident, said the premises, which is on the lease, was hired by the church. Still on fire outbreak, at least one person died and several shops burned to the ground following a fire outbreak at Gusau Central Market, Zamfara State. The incident occurred at the furniture section of the market around 11 p.m. Tuesday, when owners of the shops have closed for the day. Furniture and other goods worth millions of naira have been destroyed by the inferno before it was contained by firefighters. Confirming the incident, the director of the state's fire service department, Abdullahi Dauran, said one person died during the incident. Dauran added that the cause of the fire and the quantum of the damage were not yet ascertained by the service. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at a Makurdi resident lamenting surge in prices of residential apartments. This details of this story and more after the short break. Stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining, this is the news update, a recap of some of our headlines. We told you earlier that EFCC uncovers connection between religious sect laundering money for terrorists. And the Supreme Court affirms Finteri's election as Adamawa governor. Moving on to more stories, Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboroweri has suspended the Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources, Omon Perez, with immediate effect. Oboroweri also asked the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Bennett Agama, Assistant Director, Agricultural Engineering Oki Intaraka, and Chief Accountant Gabriel Idiatacheko to embark on compulsory leave. This was disclosed in a statement on Wednesday by the press unit of the Delta Government House. Perez's suspension, according to the statement, is to investigate the claims of perceived infractions related to the management of a scheme by the ministry. The governor also set up a 7-man committee headed by the secretary to the state government, Kingsley Emo, to probe allegations leveled against the government officials. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has called on stakeholders to strengthen ties and build new partnerships that will enhance border security with neighboring countries. He made the remark through the Deputy Governor of Borno State, Usman Kadafo, during a one-day workshop for the creation of Nigeria's platform for local border authorities along Nigeria-Chad international boundary, with the theme Transforming Borders from Barriers of Separation to bridges of cooperation and integration. The workshop aims to develop an adaptable, comprehensive framework for border security and enhance peaceful coexisting relationship between neighboring communities at the borders and safeguard the interest of the citizens.
It is my belief that through open and constructive dialogue, we can identify common challenges, develop initiative, solutions, and implement effective strategies that will enhance the efficiency of our local border tourists. Borno and the neighboring regions of Chad coexist peacefully, and we must take advantage of that to improve the cross-border relation between the local government authorities and the traditional authorities of Borno State and those of the corresponding region of Chad along our common Nigeria-Chad international border. This is a follow-up to the workshop that established the National Consultative Forum for Constructive Engagement, Collaboration, and Effective Coordination of Border Policies and Programs.
Residents of Makurdi, the Benue State capital, are decrying the unregulated spike in the cost of house rent in the current economic climate. Some who spoke to Trust TV's Jimmy Azande say the government should regulate the activities of landlords by setting a ceiling to house rents to cushion the effect of average Nigerians. The report.
One of the basic needs of life is shelter, because every human needs a place to lay their heads. However, the cost of the basic need will elude many residents of Makurdi if the government fails to intervene, as recent events prove that there has been a surge in prices of residential apartments.
Most places, one room is 50,000, and coupled with the economic challenges that everybody is facing, to pay one rent that is 50,000 is not easy. And sometimes they don't even have toilet, they don't even have even well, they don't even have kitchen. You are just paying for a single room for an amount of 50,000, all in the name of it's located at the heart of the town, not minding what you will pass through at the end of the rentage to pay next installment.
Other residents blame the cost on building materials and the sharp practices of middlemen, popularly called house agents.
The reason is very simple. You know, a lot of things, there is hike in almost everything in Nigeria today. If you go to the market, you discover that almost food stuff, everything has gone up. And the building materials are also very costly. And minus all these things, because, you know, building is a lifetime kind of thing. If you're building, if you have a house for commercial purpose or for renting, you discover that it lasts for a very long time. So once you construct, you can give at a reasonable rate to allow for that time. And anyhow it is, you're going to recover whatever thing that you may have used in constructing such a building.
Those governments should have a regulation about this agent something. Because agents, they are not doing the correct thing that they're supposed to do. They are just making everything to their own interests. And it's not supposed to be like that. I think government should have a relationship with the landlords, that they will be regulating the business between the tenants and the landlords.
They are calling on the government to provide enabling laws that will make houses affordable for citizens.
Expect government to provide an enabling environment to come up with laws that will regulate the payment of such a rentage to enhance a good living for every citizen living in Benue State, to cope with the economic realities of the time.
A two-bedroom residential apartment currently costs between 300 and 1 million naira in Makurdi, a civil service-dominated urban settlement. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
And away from Makurdi now, the federal government, through the National Identity Management Commission, has announced the distribution of more computer systems to boost enrollment for the National Identification Number. The head of corporate communication, NIMSI, Kayode Adegoke, in a statement on Wednesday said the head of NIMSI, Abisoye Odutsote Koka, approved the distribution of additional enrollment system to all the states. She noted that the nationwide distribution system is part of the steps to ease NIN enrollment challenges and increase operational capacity. Coker, according to statement, emphasized that her administration will not condone extortion of applicants and has since directed that any staff found wanting be dealt with in line with the provision of the Constitution and extant public service rules. Moving on to the business cycle, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) says global growth is projected at 3.1% in 2024 and 3.2% in 2025. This is according to the IMF's latest World Economic Outlook Update report for January 2024, titled Moderating Inflation and Steady Growth, Open Path to Soft Landing, and released on Tuesday in South Africa. The report said that the 2024 forecast was 0.2% points higher than the October projections of the 2023 WEO. He said this was on account of greater than expected resilience in the United States and several large emerging markets and developing economies, as well as fiscal support in China. The report showed growth in sub-Saharan Africa was projected at 3.8% in 2024 and 4.1% in 2025. It revealed that economic growth in Nigeria is projected at 3% in 2024 and 3.1% in 2025. It said global headline inflation was expected to fall to 5.8% in 2024 and 4.4% in 2025, with the 2025 forecast revised thereon. Away from Nigeria, at least one person was reported dead after an attack attributed to separatists in western Cameroon shook up the city of Bure. On Monday night, heavy gunshots were heard in the city, the capital of the southwest region, and video circulated on social media show armed men carrying out the attack and reportedly justifying it by the fact that the population didn't obey their ghost town order. According to private Cameroonian media Canal 2, the fighters attacked armed forces on patrol near a market in Bure before targeting civilians and burning cars. At least one person has been confirmed dead, and several others are reported to have been injured in the attack. The governor of the southwestern region, Bernard Okalia, however, said calm returned to the town on Tuesday.
They didn't have a window. Boy, don't burn all motor the rude boy. Sir, don't burn all motor. Boy, don't shoot the whole my door. You have a phone.
And now in sports, Nigeria Super Eagles are the highest ranked team left at the 2023 African Cup of Nations. This follows South Africa's shock 2-0 win over Morocco on Tuesday night. Before the game, 4 of the top 5 teams on the continent had been sent packing. Senegal, Egypt, Algeria and Tunisia all fell by the wayside. Morocco, the first African country to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup, were heavy favorites to beat the Bafana, who struggled to make it past the group stage. But second half goals from Evidence Mokgoba and Teboho Mokena saw the South Africans claim a memorable win over the Atlas Lions. With Morocco's elimination, Nigeria are now the best-ranked team at the African Cup of Nations. At the start of the competition, the Super Eagles were the 6th best team. Of the 8 teams left, Jose Peseira's men are the highest-ranked team according to FIFA rankings, followed by Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, South Africa, Congo, Cape Verde, Guinea and Angola. With that, we have come to the end of the news update. For more news, documentaries and programming, please follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.